Skip the bullshit. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean, they're still warming up, right? We got time. So I feel like the ecosystems they're varied. We have the common denominator, which is Valve and what they're doing with the open bracket open circuit thing. So you always have teams who can win through raw talent and raw skill. You always have this thing going for the players and new teams. But then there's of course a lot that are things that are different and things that we need to learn from each other. I do think that Dota has done things that are good and Counter-Strike have done things that are good and interesting. But we should get into it.
Yeah,
That
was a good point to finish on. I absolutely agree.
Just quickly, the Betway odds there had these teams even. So split right down the middle here between MIBR and OG to kick this one off. And this is, I believe, OG's pick. It was a map we saw them picking into a lot in the first day. Had varied success on their T sides.
If it's any comfort, MIBR has had, I guess, varied success on this map as well, so might even out.
Them just coming off a win on that Inferno against VP might fill them with a bit of confidence, though. I think that's one thing we haven't touched on is, like, if you're already sitting down, you're warmed on in a little bit more, right? So might take OG a couple of rounds to get into this one.
So MIBR right now, they're at what? 3 wins?
They have
5 losses?
5 losses? That sounds about right.
Yeah, they have to win cleanly here.
So do OG, right? They have to win. They have to win.
They don't need to win 4 because both Furia and MIBR are right around where they currently stand in the groups, right? So picking a map off of them obviously means a ton. The only thing they can't afford to do is getting 2 1-1s.
Win cleanly.
If you guys don't mind, I could also pop some dumbass questions because I'm a dumb
go for it. Whatever you're wondering.
We get a lot of those around here, so it's all good.
I mean,
you can say whatever, ask whatever you like.
It's
all fun. Go.
So obviously, I mean, this is something that I've been learning more and more. Obviously, getting the bomb down was a much bigger deal than I first thought when I was getting back into CS:GO after many years. I didn't understand all these implications of the utilities, like how people are using their nades, how much it means to get the bomb down, this whole thing about the strategy and the tactics, like behind basic CS:GO. But some things make me wonder, like this gun that I think it was one of our guys that had it, the one that shoots very quickly and has a bigger mag.
Well, like a
Galil?
No, the pistol.
SMGs. Oh, the pistol.
CZ maybe?
CZ?
Yeah, it's an automatic pistol.
Yeah, wasn't that the one that he had? Or did I see wrong?
Just now?
Yeah, I might have seen it wrong.
Well, we had the P250 in Alexi B's hands just there. Alexi had the P250, which he got dropped,
It's
I
brought out
think.
an Inferno sometimes for
Okay.
pistol round, but I don't know. My glasses are not on. I'm sure we'll get back.
But my question...
I'm by your screen.
But I wanted to know, like, why don't people always use that gun? Because when I played my first CS:GO game, this was a year ago or something, I tried that pistol. I felt it was so imbalanced.
Well, I mean, it's definitely gone through a spell where it absolutely was imbalanced. But I think, maybe just about a year ago or something, it did get nerfed. The long-range tapping on the ZZ got pretty heavily fickled with, so it's not as prominent as it used to be.
There's also the kill reward with it is only $100, right? So if you're killing all 5 guys,
you get different kill rewards with different guns.
Yeah.
I didn't know
so
that.
So the SMGs you get 600, the shotguns you get 900, standard rifles 300, CZ 100, same sort of deal.
So like the AWP, right? The AWP only gets 100, like which is you could argue the AWP is one of the most skillful weapons to use.
Excuse me? He just
Couldn't explain that one to you. Actually, I'm going to be honest.
Actually, try to be sneaky, right?
Maybe he was looking for his teammate to kill him off first because he already had that guy, right?
Yeah, I
it's
guess.
a common strat.
The Valve devs at one major we're at I was talking with them and they suggested a weapon. Now I don't know if they were joking. They were probably kidding with me, but I took it as they were being serious. Mentioned a tether gun. So you'd run in, and I would tether Alex in place, and then you'd have to come in and kill him.
When you say suggested, what do you mean by that?
Well, they were floating different guns. Yeah, they floated the revolver.
It's either the revolver or the tether
gun. Well, they put the revolver in.
Which was arguably worse than any sort of tether gun you can imagine, to be honest.
What about a mind control gun?
Here we go.
I've been saying that for years.
The enemy player.
I've been saying that for
a
while.
Now this Dota CS hybrid is getting really exciting.
Combine the game.
Yeah.
Did you ever play when you were playing like Counter-Strike? Did you ever play like a Warcraft 3 mod?
Yeah. I
That
used to
was
play
so
that
much
stuff
fun.
too. Yeah.
That was actually so much fun.
Yeah.
Like that, why has that not been done in CS:GO
I don't
properly?
know.
Like you have to go to 1.6 to play Warcraft 3 mod.
Did any one of you ever go anything except for Orc though?
I went the
Orcnades.
Invis
No,
guy.
I liked
the most fun thing ever.
what is the elf Shadow
Shadow Elf?
Vampire?
Shadow Elf, is that it?
I don't know,
I
maybe.
think Night Elf, that's what it is.
Nice.
Night Elf.
On the explosion, like the explosion when you die.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you can run around kind of invisible as well.
Yeah.
Like you kind of like you have your knife out, you're invisible.
That was the human one though, right?
That would have been
was
Night Elf, mate.
Maybe.
Yeah. That's
With
my
my
point.
World of Warcraft knowledge, I
Yeah.
can tell you the Night Elves, they shadow meld.
They know what they're doing. Couple of creepy crawlies in that mix up,
shoot.
as we'll see the 2-0 potentially fade away here. It's going to be a 3 versus 1, 2-on-1 now. It's doing what he can at this point, but it looks like
Yeah, it's okay.
Ooh,
Oh, into
damn,
the
it
smoke?
might be enough.
Into the smoke?
Disappear.
All right.
He's
Yeah,
safe.
he's done enough. He's owned
He's just
that.
hit
no
with a
kit
1v3.
Oh, he's
He's
actually gone for a shot as well.
absolutely smashed it.
I'm a little biased, by the way. Sorry.
No, that's fair enough, I think. at
I'll
this
give you that
point.
one.
We
It's
get
just
that
an
even
all.
when we're casting impartially, so...
Oh god, yeah. Do you know? I'll tell you what. A really interesting kind of Counter-Strike constantly thrown around by the community is we need a Counter-Strike TI.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm always like, no, we don't. I actually think that's a terrible idea. Just because I think I love that we get two completely different comparisons. I agree we can have a bigger major.
Yeah.
I just don't want, in my personal experience, I don't want it to be so top heavy that, you know, it's all about that one event.
I think for winning like back-to-back TIs right here, right? Like for you guys, every year your focus is just on TI, right? Like everything else is kind of just a side piece.
I mean, there's always been like that in Dota for all the players. It's just TI was the only thing that mattered for us. It doesn't. I mean, obviously, winning it is like the big thing, right? It's such a big discrepancy between the prize pool, and there's such a discrepancy between the tournaments.
Yep.
Is the idea behind that as well because you want to play less tournaments, so you don't give away what your kind of structure is before the TI? You want to come in and like pounce on the other teams? Is that some
People
sort of
always
detail?
talk about it like that, but it's actually in actuality it's usually not like that. People are usually grinding. People are usually trying their hardest to play the most tournaments and trying really hard to win each one. Easy. We got this.
Yeah, you can talk over these ones. You can talk over.
These are
no
gimmies.
problem.
We
These are
let
no
these
problem.
ones when you see the
because
pistols come
because
out.
it's the pistol.
Yeah,
round,
they got no armor.
But
they've got no nades.
I've been watching on my phone. These fucking like sometimes these guys they fucking do
Depending
it.
on the teams, they do give them away sometimes. But your boys are safe for now. This is all good.
Yeah, this one should be good, right?
Yeah,
Now
This
we're
is
good, man.
a lock-in. This is absolutely done.
But I don't know. I've been talking to the OG guys, and I've also heard from them what they get from other Counter-Strike players is that they kind of want a TI. Like they want something that.
They want the spectacle.
It's definitely
of
as
like
a player, you definitely want it, Chad. Let's be honest, because the millions of dollars available, we just don't have that in CS:GO.
Sure.
So, like, there's obviously financial gain.
Well, we
there,
have
but
the
in terms of
money available. Valve have the money.
Of course, but as soon as you introduce that sort of idea to CS, which is such a fragile environment already, and like, there's so many overlapping tournaments and teams are interested in them, as soon as you introduce something that's worth like even $10 million, all of the value of those other tournaments, they just go to disappear because like everyone's just going to be, even if you place top 10 in that tournament, you're going to make more money
better than the rest
than you would
in
in all the other tournaments. So like it would just dwarf everything.
So
so right now we have enough interest. All the teams are signing up to every tournament we have. We have too many teams and too many tournaments as it is.
But yeah,
why rock the boat in any way?
I do think though that the best way to kind of look at competition as a whole, competition as a sport, what we're doing right now is competition. You put them on pedestals for a reason because you want to see who's the best. You want to see 1, 2, 3. And I do think you need a system or a format. Like if you want to please the competitor at least, you need a format that lets somebody know who's number 1, who's number 2, who's number 3.
No, I agree.
And I feel like that's the problem with not having something that is just
we don't
TI
really have the end of the year. Like
or
this is the season final. Like this is we have the major show, but it's 2 of them a year. It's not like definitive. Like end of the year, this is it now. This is the whole year's been leading up to this moment.
These are your champions of the year.
We don't really have a regular official season.
Are we doing it?
The majors are framed better now for us next year, though, right? So before this, we never had set windows. You guys have had TI in a set window pretty much ever, right? It's always been in August.
Yeah.
So for us, our majors would always be jumping around to different parts of the year. And now that it's going to always be in May and October, I think it is, they're always going to be on those set dates, right? Double orbs means they might just go into a B execute here knowing they're playing as 2 to AWPs. So what do we think?
What you're saying, Alexi's calling?
Well,
Big dick
maybe
energy?
he'll just default now because I see the op for Big Man Ting. But yeah.
Might not stop them though. Like he could be the one posted up in B apps, for example, just holding off kitchen rotations while 4 others run through it. But
just because they were doing a lot of mid control stuff in their earlier games, right? You don't really want to be doing that against 2 orbs.
Yeah, too easy to get picked apart.
What do you think of patching Counter-Strike more frequently and maybe more drastically? Like Dota, I believe that's something that's kept Dota so fresh and so alive.
The Counter-Strike, like unfortunately for our game, like the way the kind of landscape's been kind of portrayed the last 20 years, like there's like we have such a fragile setup in terms of the weapons, the maps, like the ecosystem in terms of the economy in general. Like if you change anything, like it's really noticeable. We have very small changes made, and like it knocks on over a month period, like the whole game will evolve. Like I like it, but it makes things very jarring when you've got like a narrative built up for half the year that this team are the best. They're playing this Counter-Strike. Then we have one change that kind of changes just one weapon, but it becomes, and this year especially was one weapon called the Krieg, which kind of like, unfortunately, 2019 will be remembered of the year. Like, if you were the best team of this year, there was a caveat next to it because there was one gun that everyone used that kind of made it not quite Counter-Strike. There was something quite off, and we've just had that kind of change recently that kind of balanced things out a little bit this tournament. But like, there was a spell of 3 or 4 months, where I just felt like we're going to look back on this in the future and think like, oh, but they won all those events with the Krieg, you know? Like, it is like, sure, they still deserved it. They were the best at that time, and it's like, it didn't feel quite right.
It's kind of like, one of the big differences between Counter-Strike and Dota, obviously, is that in Dota you have, 115 different heroes to choose from. So obviously when you have a massive patch with lots of changes and everything, well, first thing is that you guys have 2 separate modes, really. You have the Captain's mode, where not necessarily all heroes are available for tournaments. So you can kind of, like, tweak things as you go along. You're not necessarily going to get massively broken things into the game.
So you have the banning
that
aspects,
easily,
right?
Yeah,
you can remove those elements.
Exactly. Okay. So like, if a certain hero gets buffed to beyond what's even reasonable, you can actually remove that every game because it's the first ban. You can't necessarily do that with weapons here, which is a bit of an issue.
Okay, so weapons are hard to touch on.
Yeah, you can't really take any of the guns here out of play either.
Maps would be really good to like. At the moment, it's really unknown when Valve are going to take a map out and put a new map in. Like, we have no idea when that's coming. But if we had like every major cycle, Valve like took out 2 maps and put in 2 new maps, that would probably be the kind of like
that would be an equilibrium in comparison to Dota patch notes.
Yeah, because you guys obviously do like your compositions of like the teams you're going to pick based off of like how the heroes get changed in the patch notes, right? And like how they all synergize together and all this kind of stuff. For us, it's like the creative nature that you can have on a map, what strategies you can come up with, how you can develop the meta in that regard, as opposed to like what weapons work with players. Because at the moment in CSGO, almost every weapon is viable in a circumstance, right? There's only like very few guns that you can't use.
Woo! You got that.
Oh.
Well, I do think it's maybe more similar than we think. I mean, I hear you talk, and I do think Dota, when something changes, everything does fundamentally change.
Yeah.
Same to us Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
We cannot base what a meta is going to be shaped like by patch notes. We can't. When patch notes happen, we can get an idea, we can get inspiration, we can try it out. But often we're very surprised. Like, something that we thought was nerfed to the ground and never will be seen again is still the most imbalanced shit in the patch.
Oh, really?
Same thing as, something that gets buffed and we're like, oh my god, this is so good. We tried. It turns out to be shit for another reason,
Yeah.
And this is actually, like, we have to read the patch with very careful eyes. We have to try it. We have to feel it. Because nothing is ever certain.
So the thing with you guys, right? Like, because Alex tells us the story from when you guys won the first one. Like, I follow it a little bit, but when he tells the story, it's like, holy shit! Like, all this happened, the coach and everything.
Straight up Hollywood movie.
It's great. They should actually make a movie of that whole situation. But then, like this year, like, what was the situation? Like, Anna didn't play for like 6 months.
Yeah, he basically didn't.
Just quit the game for a bit.
Cheeky holiday.
Yeah. And then we had a roster that didn't. I mean, we had issues that we were trying to fix, but we couldn't come over them, and it was part of communication issues.
Sure.
We were playing with a Russian kid who was fantastic, LTW. He was fantastic as a player, but we didn't quite click as a team. And then Anna one day, I could play, and then we're happy to hear that because we were working really well as a group. So we went back to it, and we simply just tried our best. We had a rough start to the season. Oh shit, this is not looking.
It's not the end of the world.
So if we get the bomb down, would you rather have... Oh, shit, no.
That's all right. This is a CT side of map. You've already got 5. So if you get like 7, that's par for the course. You've done more than you need.
And now MBK.
Oh, no, he's not going to get the bomb
MBK, do this. Nobody's watching.
He's getting a push from bench, surely.
So stuff like here, if MBK got another kill, right, and MIBR only had 2 players survive, their economy is so shit that they wouldn't have been able to drop guns to everybody because 3 players survived. They'll be able to stretch it across now. So little things like that. Like, the rules change a little bit because of those kill bonuses. Like, back in 1.6 in Source, right, it was all the same kill bonuses.
Yeah. So we also have an economy game that's very prominent in Dota, and that's very, very important.
Yeah.
And when they do balance this and when they do touch on it, this is usually what changes.
Everything?
Everything. Okay. And much of the things that change we didn't foresee. Like, a hero might become way better because of a buyback mechanic or because of whatever, X, Y, Z. There's comeback mechanics. When a comeback mechanic is very strong, very prominent, team fight abilities become better. Long cooldowns just help you win team fights. Doesn't matter if you're 10k behind. All you have to do is half-ass win one fight because now you get all the money back and now you can crush the game. All these things, again, we also have to, we have to feel it.
Yeah.
But it's quite funny. So they have this, you guys have the economy game that dictates all the guns that you can buy.
Yep.
Like, dictates which guns you should buy, and then everybody is theory crafting to how to play with each gun on each map. Like, this is how it's kind of layered. You have the shotgun that's gonna work. You have to go to this position on this map to utilize the weapon. And all this changes from, holy shit, okay.
The most recent change that they did to the economy now, it's made it so that the T side, like what your boys are doing right now, is extremely rare. Because the way that it flows now is, it almost feels like the Ts can be buying almost every single round with the way that it's swung. So it's a lot more forgiving for the T sides, whereas the CT sides, everything costs a bit more, right? So you can still get money fucked.
Why is that? Why does it cost more on the CT side?
Because you have to buy the fuse kit, which costs 400. The Ts don't have to buy anything of that nature.
T's weapons are naturally more cheaper, more attainable.
Why is that?
And because the maps are normally balanced on the CT side, you're holding the positions, right? The Ts have to be the aggressors.
Yeah.
So normally the maps are normally CT sided. So
they've always been, like in Counter-Strike, it's
because of the number game, because you have two bomb sides.
Yeah, precisely. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is a nice little contact play onto A.
So would you rather have a 2 versus 3 and the bomb down, or would you rather be the 3 versus 2 when they had the bomb down?
If you're the T side with the bomb down of 2v3, it's much more winnable for the Ts if you have the bomb down in a 2v3 than if you're like
How would it compare to a 4 versus 2? Would the CTs start being favored?
It depends on the map and the bomb side, right?
So and the utilities, I guess, too.
Yeah,
because this is what everybody talks about.
A little bit. Like, so for Dust 2, for example, the B bomb site, if you're in the T side, you have 2v4 and your Ts, you can win that round probably
50-50.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably 50% of the time, because the choke points are so tight and everybody's really good at trading off of each other now.
Yeah.
So you probably multi-kill and then your teammate multi-kills off of you. So it flows in that kind of a way. But for example, Mirage A site is probably one of the easier CT bomb sites to retake because it's more open nature. The utility can close off the choke points a little bit easier as well. Right. So it's all dependent on which bomb sites and stuff. But say this map, you will see a lot more teams do what we call like a set piece, like off the bat, they'll go in and they'll throw the utility and they'll go in, like off an orchestrated thing. On the B bomb site and if you get into the site, you've probably automatically won the round. Like, if you can get in and trade efficiently, you've probably already won. Whereas A, you execute, the CTs will probably play retake a lot of the time. So they will just let you have it and then they'll happily retake on you in that regard, right? So it's like, it's almost how you decide you want to approach the round at the start and hope you made the right gamble in a lot of occasions, right?
Yeah, no, I think the thing that I find most appealing about Counter-Strike's its viewer appeal for me is the fact that the hero plays are so prominent. You know,
like the clutches
in Dota,
and that kind of
one of the things that I would struggle with is sometimes it's hard to process at that moment who has been the hero, who saved the day. Yeah. Sometimes, $6 million Echo Slam, it's really clear, it's really obvious. But with Counter-Strike, when it's like one guy's name, one guy's POV, and he's just fucking gunning down 3, that's when I really see that the readability of Counter-Strike standing out. I think that's
that
really
catches a lot of people's eyes. I think Counter-Strike as a game has a lot of people who don't necessarily ever play it, but they enjoy following the tournaments because, as you said, it's pretty evident when something good happens, I guess, or when something that requires a lot of skill happens, it's very easy to pick up on in a game like Counter-Strike because, as you said, you have the POV of what happens.
It's the direct
right?
feed, isn't it? But because the reason I was setting that up was because I was going to ask, is there a way to improve the readability of Dota without gimping its complexities? Have you put thought into that?
I think so. I think a lot of it relates to also casters in Dota. I think the best and easiest way would to kind of work with the caster on that subject to make sure, I believe that all good casters, game by game, not just seeing, they're also focusing on the positives rather than the negative, because there's always a winner and a loser in each game, right?
Yeah.
So in your Dota game, you could be talking about how shit one team is, but you could also be talking about who is winning the game and why, and why they're freaking owning, and holy shit, this strategy is so amazing. Who put that together? Oh, that's the captain, that's the drafter.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Right.
No. But you know, like, you can make the hero also as a caster, and you can make a villain. You can also put the whole game on some guy's shoulders.
Sure.
So I do think that they hold more power in Dota, because maybe some of the viewers are struggling also seeing the whole game, because a lot happens at once, whereas in Counter-Strike, maybe you see everything. Maybe you saw the big
That's an interesting
shootout that was happening. You saw everybody involved.
So the caster controls more of the narrative in Dota.
Well, there's more storytelling.
So,
because the play-by-play is more condensed, right? The team fights are fewer and far between.
And the narrative is much more transparent. I mean, in Counter-Strike is in its... We press tab, we can see the round recap immediately with who survived, who died.
Yeah, it's all broken down.
The narrative is broken down in 1 minute chunks.
Yeah, it's hard to go back to like a team fight in Dota and go like, this was in the middle of a game, right? This was the thing that kind of turned it.
I mean, I'll happily admit to that. When I've watched Dota, like Dota tournaments, and you see a team fight happen, and you're kind of like, well, I can understand that one team won the fight, and then you hear one of the commentators going like, oh yeah, that player totally saved the fight, and I'm like, yeah, he totally did.
No, I need Purge. I got 0.25 speed, breaking it all down with pauses and arrows and circles. That's what I need.
So this is also part of the game, though, right? This is also part of the game. You can have somebody narrating the game and the overall scheme of things, like how things are going, but Dota is a game where so it's also a very nice spectator game. The engine allows us to break it down in a very, very good, nice way.
And it's so satisfying when you see that.
Props to the guys at Valve, by the way. Like, 0.25 speed, half speed, 2x speed. Like, we can do anything.
Yeah, we would know about that.
God, don't get started, you bastard. Oh my God. Our demo replay system is something else.
We're working on it. We're working on it. We're making our own technology.
Okay, so let's see.
So OG, here we go. So you're going for a B push here. And
nailing it.
Wait, now you've nailed it. GG. Should be.
Now CTs would just usually look to save if they have invested in stuff, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
There's so little money
they
left.
they would hurt real bad, right? If they die now,
yeah,
they have fucking 150 and 50.
So the loss bonus right now, DJ, can you bring up the round? Yeah. So this little counter right here tells you what the loss bonus marker would be at. So right now they're going to go into
1900 with a round loss.
Yeah. So for these guys right now, they are broke. Yeah. Right.
So it's going to be in eco around those two rifles, or like a little pistol?
They might force buy around it.
They might have to do like a double eco kind of ordeal.
Yeah. Okay.
So how do teams decide? Is that usually a discussion, or is somebody like?
Yeah, it's a bit like it can. It's usually a discussion, but some teams obviously enjoy, I guess, putting the pressure onto the opponents. It depends a lot on the opponent's economy at the time as well. If you have a possibility to break your opponent at that stage in the game or not. And some just like being able to have, I guess, the freedom. They don't necessarily feel like they need as much weaponry to be able to do a whole lot.
Like this timeout could be to have that conversation you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah. If they want to buy behind it.
Let's say that MIBR saved an AWP here and it was on like their star player of like KNG, for example, then maybe they would have faith that he can just get some kills with that, and they might just save.
Well, wouldn't the guy just be able to drop it to him if he had it, though?
Yeah, but sometimes like people are a little bit stubborn.
Oh, really? So that actually comes into play as well. The unwillingness to let go of a weapon.
Yeah. Like,
for sure.
There's definely a lot of...
That's like a distrusting, hostile environment. You little shit, I can do better with this gun than you.
The best player in the world, right? So when Na'Vi had Zeus as the old in-game leader on the roster, they would always do a lot of force buys, right? And we would see rounds where Simple, who is the best Counter-Strike player in the world, was playing with a Deagle, and these other motherfuckers all had AKs and stuff. And you're like, just give him the AK and he will kill everybody and you'll probably win the round. But like they wouldn't do it that way because it was like, well, Simple will probably still get a kill with a Deagle and you might get a kill with the AK, so we might just keep you with the... And so you're like...
Sounds like a bunch of drunks that are going to war.
Well...
Counter-Strike, mate. You just there you go. That's Counter-Strike in 20.
That team used to...
He's just going to kill a guy with a Deagle. He can handle his own.
Yeah, he doesn't need any help.
They just used to argue. That team, before Zeus is now gone, but they just used to argue just constantly, like in the middle of matches. It's ridiculous. But now it's much better.
But it kind of worked.
It did work. It was like that dysfunctional relationship, you know, where he's really passion-driven.
Yeah, right. Just like angry sex all the time. Yeah.
I'd be real mad if somebody didn't want to drop me a gun and I asked for it. Like,
you might actually get that, though, in Dota, because you've added neutral items now.
Yeah, but not in my team. In a pop, like
not that you know of yet.
I mean, holy shit, that would be like so next level.
Anna's farming jungle camps, picks up an item. Like, oh man, that'd be real nice for me. And she's like, well, you know,
he literally once just killed me in a TI official game.
I saw that.
Yeah. I wanted the equivalent would literally just to be you turn your gun on your ally and just blow his heads off.
Like a deserter, just bang.
How do you guys, like, when you get back into the season going, does Anna come over to Europe? Like, what happens?
Yeah, how do you practice?
Dota has a very, we have had a crazy schedule throughout the years, and we're basically not home. We're not we're not anywhere in particular. Yeah. We're traveling tournament to tournament and bootcamping country to country. So once the season kind of starts, Anna is going to go home once, twice, in between. Sure. Other than that, we're always on the road.
Oh, so she's like Sponge.
Yeah.
Well, pretty much.
I did. Well, ours was worse because we didn't actually have any money when I was playing pro. So we were like traveling from Australia to the event, and then we'd get there, and we wouldn't be able to practice because there wasn't prac rooms. And then we'd play, and then we'd lose, and then we'd have to fly home, and then like a week later we'd have to fly back for another tournament. It was so bad.
That's the worst idea.
Australia, man. Australia. Yeah, it's rough for Anna, man. I feel his pain. I hate flying.
I bet he's flying business everywhere, but he's not taking that economy class.
Well, I hope so about now. I mean, that's not. I'm not paying for that shit. So he does what he wants with his money, but. I think that investment is quite well made if you're somebody who travels like a lot, because I hate traveling. It's rough on your system.
Yeah, I've only just started to accept that it is. I've always been really like
frugal.
Well, brave about it, Like I'm always like, nah, it's not too bad, I like lie to myself. I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah, and then you can lean back the chair and everything.
So I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here because it is Counter-Strike and anything can happen at any moment. But 8 rounds on Mirage T side,
yeah, that's a really good sign.
It's looking pretty good. Yeah, if you can get 9 or 10, that should be the game.
So just hypothetically speaking, if this was your team and you're paying for them and they lose this, what would you do?
I think Chad might be the wrong person.
Chad, over to you, man.
Fire them all.
I'm probably not the person.
He has no compassion.
No compassion. Yeah. Fucking out of here.
If you don't maintain,
just rip the contract up in front of them.
Just when they stick their head out, have like a lighter. You're like, one more. I dare you. No, man. I think it's so much fun to watch video games together, to watch something like this where, shit, not this. This is not
it's fun.
Still winnable if they kill Taka.
This is 2v2. This is definitely doable.
But he's going to plant the bomb, isn't he?
No, I think he's going to wait. They know Taco's there.
Taco's got.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. That's the Nathan experience right there.
Just leading it.
If he just somehow. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, but the big man Ting's good at these fights.
I haven't seen him lose a clutch yet.
He's been good at the close range AWPing.
He's going to get caught.
Yeah.
Well played.
Made it really expensive though for MIBR. One player surviving, like they don't really have that much cash. Taco's at 350.
That's a good point.
KNG at 50 or 0.
Alex's screen is a bit closer. There we go.
So this is how you feel like you've won the round, but you've kind of lost anyway because
you know that the opponent's buy is going to be much better than yours.
So you win the round, but you still are really a significant disadvantage.
One of the biggest problems with our game at the moment is if you lose the pistol round on the T side, but you plant the bomb on pistol round, your buy on the second round of the game is better than the CTs.
Yeah.
Which is just absolute. From like a purist perspective, I'm just like, that is so fucked. Yeah. Like it's like we get straight into gun rounds. We don't want double ecos, we don't want any of that nonsense like it used to be, but at the moment we're like still trying to find out how this economy flows best. And at the moment it's just buying, right? Like it's just a lot more gun rounds.
We kind of just skip laning stage.
Is dead.
That's what we do.
Oh! What do you say? What do you say about my boy? My boy's never dead, man. Fucking Valdebeest.
Valdebeest. Oh, that's better than Valdemar.
Valdemar, man.
What a name. Valdemar Lothbrok.
So when Valdo was playing his best CS, which was probably the start of this year or end of last year.
18, yeah.
Yeah. He was like the next best Danish player after everybody in Australis. So if he can get back to that form,
than some.
Oh, probably, yeah. But if he can get back to that form,
that'd be amazing.
Onto a bit of a winner there.
He was like a top 5 player in the world, honestly. When he was going off, he was just dropping 30 every single game for North. Still losing, of course, but
I think your biggest, like the one who's yet to fully realize their skill ceiling on this team is probably Issa. I think like if he gets like activated like properly, he could just be a monster.
Oh! Mantu wins these.
I have seen him win a few. There we go. Now through the smoke.
Through the smoke.
Lineup.
Wrong guy.
He's off it.
He's off it.
Molotov.
We're good.
He's won it. Woo! Woo! No time.
Easy.
Mantu with another 1v3. I guess.
He's won some clutches.
Yeah, straight through the smoke.
He has won a few. So Fallen could have sat that.
What knocked him off?
I don't think he did. I think
there was a Molotov. There was a Molotov
but
somewhere.
he wasn't getting burnt by it. The thing is, he didn't have a kit, so maybe that's.
I kind of want to see it again. I don't know.
Yeah. Putting production on the spot.
Yeah. Well, there is a replay machine. It's happened before. We'll see.
We'll see, yeah.
So what would people rather have in general when you look at really good players? How much is Kevlar? How much does it cost?
On T side, you always want head armor, but CT side,
you never want helmet.
You don't necessarily need it against full gun rounds because an AK and an SG are just going to one bullet you in the head. Whereas
regardless
the CTs, the M4, if you put one shot in the head, it's only going to do 84 damage, so you need to get another shot either to the head again or the body.
Dude, that's crazy imbalanced.
Well, that's why CT-sided maps, you know? So, like, the CTs are holding angles, they're set up, they have more crossfire.
You have to come to them.
So they thought about it. Yeah. That's nice. Okay.
There's smoke grenades, Molotovs, and time all against the Ts. Like, if you think about it, like, the time pressure's on you.
Yeah.
So that's
But
like
the number game is on your side.
Definitely,
right?
always.
So you always have the number thing going for you.
Always. Which is why the choke points are kind of supposed to be punishing, but at the moment it seems...
How did Mirage see anything there?
I have no idea. So you had a gap on the right side. A little bit of leg, cheeky bit of ankle.
I need to get new glasses.
And now, I'm just going back and forth. Where are we at now? Well, Bomb is on its way back towards the A site. Mantu, again, into the clutch. He has Valda to hold his hand. Couple of nades, got 2 flashes, smoke. And it's going to be KNG and Mayan doing a bit of a weapon swap at spawn. KNG's a bit healthier, so he'll be given the Krieg.
We got Dust 2 next as well, by the way.
Oof,
I like that.
They're going to boost for info.
The double ops at MIBR might be a little bit difficult on Dust 2 to contain. If they're so wild with how flexible their Dust 2 is.
So this is the wild card. It's Valda. Where does he choose to smoke? Is it just going to be for the planet?
I think they're planning outside of default boxes.
This is
good.
That's
safe.
really
this
good.
Is nice.
This is doing nothing for them.
He might. Oh dear! Mantu leaping to try and survive with 1 HP.
1 HP, literally 1. That's all you need, right? Still alive.
Valda's going to win the round here.
Yeah, and he's not going to get backstab
They're
from
not
Kitchen.
going to check this.
Oh, they did. But
no.
Yeah. Hey, should be the round. Taco to change things from Connector. I don't even. Does he have a smoke? No. Flashes, nade.
No kit
either.
either.
That's not
Kobe.
Mantu. That's not Mantu.
No kit.
And I think one more bullet would confirm it.
Yeah, this is over.
Oh dear. Or is it 1 HP? Doesn't matter. Mantu saves the day again. And 10-5 on the half. Let's have a quick look at the scoreboard. 17.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll throw to a quick break because the players have been ready and raring to go very, very quickly. So we'll be back after the break with the second half. We'll see you shortly. Hello.
Howdy.
We are back with the second half here. It's looking very good for OG. If you're just joining us, we do have Mr. Machine, we have Halvor Vendetta, and No Tail of back-to-back TI fame. I don't know if you guys know, but that's never been bloody done before, so it's kind of a big deal.
You've got it.
And
just 21 is a pretty big deal.
Ooh, this is hitting shots today.
He's feeling it.
Damn. That's like his 18th and 19th kills to start off the pistol round. And now, a bit difficult for MIBR. No armor on Taco. PT-50 and a smoke grenade might help him out. Main can tuck himself down towards CT spawn. So now it's time for the retake to occur. They do have a kit on Alexi. Mayan's kind of got to be the hero. But
I think Alexi knows something's up.
Oh.
I'm going to be so mad if
How does he actually know?
I am furious.
Wow.
Oh, you rascal.
He must have heard him.
Good shot, though.
Even how, though?
Jeez. They're looking sharp. They're hitting some shots.
Well, you said your dream final was OG...
OG G2, I think I'd like to see as a final, yeah.
What is that?
Not Mouse Sports?
I think because... So Mouse Sports have a stand-in, right? A Furia have a stand-in.
Yeah.
MIBR looking pretty shit. I think that the OG guys have been working hard for this, so that's a good thing. And I know G2 have been working very hard as well. So I think when OG won their first game, I thought that might have opened the floodgates for them to be more confident in themselves. I think we heard from Mantu when we had him on the couch, he got a bit more confidence after the first couple games out of the way. And the individuals in your team, if they can realize even like 80% of their level, they can be extremely competitive in that final and probably give us the best final we can have here.
Okay.
Whereas Mouse Sports, they look like they're a little bit shaken after day one.
Like their day one was fire.
Yeah, day two was...
garbage.
Yeah, it's accurate.
But it should be like those three names, even Mouse Sports with the stand-in, should still be competitive within the playoffs.
Definitely.
In theory.
I mean, when NATO was playing well, like they're Their Mirage and Dust 2 was great.
While we have this situation, so see, MIBR lost the pistol. They planted. Look at their fucking gun round, bro. They have 2 Galils, an AK, a MAC-10, and then on the other side of things, you've got, okay, they're lucky enough they got 2 M4s because Mantu and Issa didn't take any damage to upgrade.
Have you noticed that MIBR do this a lot? They give Taco the full everything. On every map. They do this on Train, they do this on Mirage. It seems like maybe because he knows all the nades. He just always gets given the rifle and the full util.
There's just the contact on the B there.
It's working. Alexi really has to get multi-point here.
Yeah.
And could not manage it. Instead, peppers them and forced off with just an MP9. He can't do anything with that range.
And they're going to save.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Ouch.
And now, so here's how crazy our loss bonuses are for our economy. On the pistol round, if you lose, so the loss bonus goes 1,400, 1,900, 2,400, 2,900, 3,400, then that caps out.
Yeah.
But on pistol round, for some reason, when you lose pistol, your loss bonus goes, instead of 1,400, you skip that. Go straight to 1,900.
Straight to 19, yeah.
But now, because MIBR won the second round of the game, your boys, where everything costs more, now get fucked, and now they have the $1,400 loss bonus, which means with these 2 saved guns, their best decision, with only 1,400 in their player's back pocket next round, is to buy, which makes no sense, but
that's kind of how it is.
It's kind of how it is.
Wow.
Yeah, because now you either double eco or you force behind this M4 and hope you can try and win.
Yeah,
so I assume they should force here because it's a double eco.
And I mean, MIBR are going to be expecting a force buy, right?
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah, so it makes sense.
Actually, no, OG have done this a couple of times. This is something Astral.
No, there we go. Good.
By the way, Astralis do this kind of a thing now.
That they leave like 700? I've seen something like that.
They buy up the deagles, but they don't get the light cap.
Yeah. It seems to, but it just enhances their first round weapon round.
Oh, for sure.
So they get full nades.
Astralis love their utility.
Oh, that's an oopsie. Smoking out.
So where's Mantu playing right now? He's playing, Ninja Spot.
Full default from MIBR. Just making sure no early CT pushes or stacks any of those paying off. Alexi responsible for middle. He's actually going to try and catch, just as the smoke fades, he was hoping to catch a glimpse, but nothing given. And so MIBR, their plan in middle yet to be revealed.
They have so much utility though.
Yeah, but what's the finish? They've already smoked out window once, hasn't drawn too many fights. They've got... Who's responsible for B? It's going to be all on MBK, just with his 5-7 tucked in on that corner. He does have Valda now in support.
The thing is, with MIBR right now, with all these nades left and a minute left on the clock, this is probably not the play.
They're just going to walk
now
it up
connector. Oh, God.
Yeah.
They're leaving Taco to hold this push. This is going to get real mad in about 3 seconds. Oh, no,
he's
heard
him.
Yeah.
This is a freebie.
Come on, Nissa, you know he's there.
Okay, that's a rifle delivery.
This round could really spiral now, though, right? Because they might accelerate B because they've lost A ramp control.
Oh, but they're splitting up.
The bomb's on cat.
Why is the bomb going to be on its own?
What are they doing?
There's 4 CTs there. Fallen has the bomb on his back. 25 seconds. He's mollying short, and now he has to just run.
If he gets stuck, if he loses the bomb,
he's killing everyone. Okay, that works too, I guess.
Well, he's still not
19 seconds.
He's still. Oh! Big man ting.
Hi.
Yes,
another
14 seconds.
Run away. Run away.
Fur's gonna find him.
He's won so many clutches.
That's 3 in this map.
But why are they spending 2 players into B up catwalk?
It made no sense.
3 up connector.
2 connector. Taco watching A ramp and 2 up cat.
What?
That makes no sense.
I have no idea.
That should be the game now. Close it down. Pack it up.
Actually, this isn't even my game. I'm gonna go play some ping pong
go
for a
hang
half.
out.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Sue's here. There's a baby and stuff.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Sean looks like he's
I don't think I'm ready to hold the baby. I'm not ready for that.
You can't even hold a salsa jar. You're not allowed to hold the baby.
Right. I don't think I'm ready for that.
No babies for you.
You can practice though. Where's the other baby?
It's right here. It's right here, machine.
Oh, yeah.
If you need, you can creep out the real baby with this one.
Yeah, you can practice.
Yeah.
Support the neck. Support the neck.
Oh,
shit. Yeah, that's exactly how you do it.
So at this stage of the game, if you win this round, their money's going to be in the bin, and you should be able to close.
Yeah. The only downside kind of the round 1 there is obviously because it was a force buy on the CC side end, and you only survive with 1 player.
It's a lower buy now.
Exactly. But even at this stage, like for OG, they don't need as many rounds to actually get to 16 at this point. So you can kind of get away with looking if you're in here and there and actually going a lot of back and forth.
I have a pretty funny question for you. Was it in like it looks, it's obviously not intentional. Is it just a coincidence that like you have obviously in your Dota team you've got Jax from Finland, you're from Denmark. Is Seb French?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you've got MBK French, you've got Alexi B from Finland, and you've got Valde from Denmark.
Wait, so they need to buy an Australian out of 100 Thieves.
So I guess Justin?
Yeah, JKS.
Yeah, that's
so
probably...
who gets the boot?
Well, that means Justin has to carry, right?
So do you... Yeah, but okay, so do you remove Issa, or do you remove...
No, we just put him on coach.
okay, he's the coach. Okay, fair enough.
An Aussie coach, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, so wait, so now I'm trying to think. Well, you have 2 Finns, so we need one more Finn, because Thompson is also Finnish.
Oh, we're trying to get a complete one-to-one?
Yeah.
Yeah, might as well. That's what I thought you guys were trying to do, especially when like when Yampi was in like the mix. I was like,
exactly.
Wait, they're trying to just copy the composure? Like, what's going on?
Oh, man, it was funny coincidences, like, kind of destiny.
I'm sure that was like a whiteboard in your office where it's just funny coincidence.
We also had like, this witch lady in the corner who was like chanting some shit and making a soup, and then, that's how we made our roster.
It's funny how it all comes together.
Oh, Alex.
Near blunder.
These are the easiest rounds of the game.
Yeah.
The Glock ecos.
It's not a lot of breathing room rounds anymore in Counter-Strike, but they do feel good.
But we're really happy not dying on anyone, right? That's like
that's really
the one way you wanna like
build your bank.
Yeah.
Yep. One of the things you might see teams doing, and like when you see them have 5 Glocks or like low buy pistols, they'll just try and bait out as many nades as possible from the other team so that they have to reinvest.
Right.
So it's not going to force out a lot of money, but like in a game that's really close, it could be really worthwhile.
Can make a difference.
Every little bit helps, for sure. Sweet. And we're good. All right, it's pretty much the last stand for MIBR here.
Yeah.
No offs in hand as well.
Look, they've got no nades left after their mid control, so they have to hope that they get given. But look at this. OG are playing super close Palace and a ramp. They're not fighting connector at all. So as soon as all this utility clears, MIBR have nothing. They just have to hit shots.
Yeah, they pretty much rely on everything going their way.
Ooh. Ooh.
Buys time.
I think it's like curious. Alexi's been doing a lot of the secondary AWPing. I guess it makes sense. I don't know who else would do it in the team.
MBK, right?
Yeah, could do.
Rolling back the years.
Yeah, back to the Source days. It's crazy how long Nathan's been playing like top level Counter-Strike 4.
I remember him when he was like either 13 or 14 years old, attending his first LAN with his Justin Bieber haircut and everything. And
literally, series, I believe.
Literally every team. Literally every team that played against Nathan at that point just started screaming like Justin Bieber at him, and it would really get to him.
I think without the beard, he looks a little bit like Carl from The Walking Dead.
I haven't seen The Walking Dead.
Carl.
He looks like Carl?
Yeah, I'll find you a comparison.
Okay.
I tweeted at the actor.
Yeah?
And
did you get a response?
He liked the tweet or whatever, because he's into gaming. He streams and stuff.
He was at the Fortnite World Championship, I think.
Was he?
Old mate, yeah.
Huh.
He definitely looks like somebody who would play Fortnite. What?
Okay.
No offense.
No, it's like no.
No, but he has like another Fortnite like skinny white boy look. Doesn't he?
It was like, wait, no offense, but he looks like them.
No, but
skinny little white boy.
I mean,
that's the look we're all going for, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a bad comparison here that I have. This is literally taken on my phone.
Oh.
But.
Oh, you dude, come on, you could have done better than
that. I know. It's not my best work.
Oh,
that's just in Bieber.
Yeah, it's a little bit, right?
Sure.
A little bit?
Yeah, the chin maybe. Yeah, there's something going on. Yeah.
What's the guy's name? Chandler Riggs?
I guess. I think he replied here. He did reply. He said, there we go, slight resemblance.
That's
slight resemblance.
No emojis.
No emojis. Slight resemblance for sure. LMAO.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad. I thought that would just be it.
No, that's what he said. Had 1.6 million followers, or has. He's still alive, I hope.
I'm sure he is.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
At the back behind. Oh, not that.
Greer, right. You got anything you want to say about this game?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what could be the penultimate round here. OG, dominant performance so far.
No, you know this is caster of the year.
Yeah.
Esports commentator of the year.
Esports commentator.
You can tell from the hat he wears.
Esport commentator of the year. Did you go to that Esport Award show that was here in LA? That was so...
He didn't go to the one in LA.
Oh, no, not the one.
He went to the one in Dallas.
The game show.
Yeah, the game show. Yeah.
I didn't go to that. We were broadcasting here.
That was such a weird experience.
Why was it weird?
I don't know, dude. It was nothing at all what I expected. I don't know why. Like what
Did
I
you expect like the Oscars or
churches are playing now.
I mean, I don't want to trash talk the event. I mean,
no, do it. Trash talk the event.
Wait, you guys didn't win Team of the Year somehow.
Yeah. No, we did not win. We did not win Team of the Year. We did not win anything. T1 didn't win Coach of the Year.
I'm just sort of.
We didn't win shit. This is not why I'm salty. I was just salty because they didn't serve no water. They, like, we didn't have anything.
Your own devices.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just basic things.
It was very different than what I thought. But
The budget went on Green Day, I think.
yeah,
Probably.
that's what I think. That's what I
Green
think.
Day, they had churches.
They had Green Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was actually. I didn't watch any of it, but I saw people posting about Green Day being there. I was like,
Apparently, Elon Musk was there.
I had an invite as well.
You had an invite?
Yeah, I fucked up. I was here as well when I...
Why didn't the
Yeah,
esports
you're
commentator
down
of
the
the
road. I
year
was
get an
in LA.
invite?
You were in LA.
What were you would have? You would.
I was nominated.
What were you nominated for?
Host of the year.
Oh, same as Zephyr.
Yeah, I keep getting nominated and keep not winning, so...
You won like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but that's so long ago. I'm shit now, obviously.
I live in a house with two
I peaked
fucking award
too
winners.
soon, man.
Chad, you need to win an award soon.
Well, it's because you're casting now anyway. You're not even desk
I'm going to be
hosting.
Caster of the Year 2021.
All right, see you then.
See you there.
Wait, you're going to skip 2020?
There's no
Fuck that.
awards for analysts, Henry. So
Yeah, but winning an award, anything will do.
Yeah.
I guess
Australian of the Year.
there we go.
Anything will do.
Smartest person in Australia.
Smartest person in Australia.
Get you on that show.
Let's
can
go.
you,
Come on,
Are you
come on,
smarter
come
than a 10-year-old? Have you played that game before? You seen that one?
Yeah, I have.
Opa.
2v2.
Man 2.
They bought embarrassing photos.
Weaponry isn't exactly ideal on that MIBR side.
Oh, this is all down to Taco right now, because he's got that smoke, right? So if he smokes Jungle Cross here,
Do you think the wrap though is going to be the end of it all?
I don't know. Where the flank towards A won't come in here, right? Will it
Scout and
eventually,
Deagle combo, Chad. It's a
Munch
favourite.
hasn't. Yeah.
Oh, so they know it's A. They 100% know it's A right now because they've invested everything.
Yeah.
So Taco can smoke the... He should smoke for plant. What am I talking about? Should always smoke for plant.
Alexi, though, he's like...
Very reserved. Oh.
Very, very passive. Mantu's actually going for the big
man
boy
thing.
flank.
It's over. Close it down. Pack it up.
Oh, that's the bomb.
MIBR used so much time.
They've taken a long time to do this. And now the flank's just... Like, Mantu doesn't have to do anything
He doesn't
until
have to
hears
do...
the sound.
Yeah, and he's going to hear the ladder.
Yeah, he doesn't have to... Like,
It's called...
goodness me.
He's got the bomb now.
He maybe plant default. Yeah, that's something.
Fucking giggles back here. We got... Oh, he's getting nut! That right there.
No!
That
Let's go, T1!
Woo!
And there it is.
Another
go.
big win
What are
for the
chants?
OG
Is it
boys.
just Let's go OG.
I don't know.
Let's
OG, OG.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's
Alright.
good.
Let's go, OG. Let's go, OG.
Let's go OG.
We need
We need to work on
esport people
those.
to come up with like
We have to
actual
workshop
songs.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love you, OG.
We do. We love you, OG. We do.
Oh,
Oh, OG, we love you. Hey, OG, we love you.
That's
That's
a
how
good
it
one.
should go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
This conversation just got drunk real fast. Like,
Well, they want to say.
British.
Anyway, back to the broadcast.
And then when the admin team makes a poor decision, they can pull the this one out of the archives. The referee's a wanker. The whole like 10,000 people chanting that. That's intimidating.
That would be good if we
Yeah.
had more of the. I think some of those decisions in Counter-Strike would be nice to see.
When they restart the round,
Yeah,
everyone's just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Burn."
Get in the fuck. That was a quick affair though.
It's
Yeah.
over. It's
Yeah,
over.
happy with the performance?
yeah, me? Yeah, hell yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no, he's actually furious.
they can
So
play.
it's just like, it's maybe you saw some snafus. Maybe Montu's snipe attempt wasn't really, according to the
Yeah,
plan.
you gotta have fun occasionally, right? These guys are out here memeing on everything. Maybe they want a little bit of that.
It's midnight already where we're from.
Oh, that's not great.
Wait, what?
Send your last text and everything.
In Europe, it's midnight, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. I
Yeah.
think it's late.
Yeah, we've all tuned out of that.
Who cares? Who cares about what's
I
going
do.
on?
What
over
was
there?
who's
We're
the mastermind behind your team and the memes? Like the gags that you guys were doing, like the changing of the avatar. That was fucking awesome.
Dude,
and
the
then you bring
Avatar
out all the-
games. Holy shit, that
I
was
love
next level. That was pretty next level.
Dang memes.
Nah, we all chipped in. I would say that we all chipped in. No real king.
No meme
king of
lord?
the memes.
Okay.
Nah. Tituan is a walking meme. That's what we always fell
Yeah,
back
we've
on.
got a
like-
couple of them in our scene.
Well,
Yeah.
I like to take things pretty seriously, to be honest with you.
yeah.
Oh, hi. I
Henry,
mean,
you're not rotating anymore. Would you mind?
So,
Infinite energy.
Yeah.
Henry is actually the UK source for renewable energy post-Brexit.
Production, should we go to a break?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
All right, let's go to a break. We'll be back with map number 2 shortly, and we'll be bringing you, what was the map? Dust 2.
Dust 2, yeah.
So don't go anywhere.
DUST number 2.
TWO.
D_.
TWO.